Okay, we're in South Lebanon, and we're at the Freight House, and this is Miss Christy. I got that
Yep.
right? Yeah. So Christy, tell us about the Freight House, because I love this place.
Good afternoon, Carol. This is the Freight House. It was the original freight house back in the early 1800s. The railroad ran right outside where the bike trail is.
Oh.
And my home was the first hotel in South Lebanon. And you would pull up on the other side here with your horse and buggy, and that's where you get your grains and things like that. So come on in and I'll show you around.
Oh, you're telling me stuff I didn't know.
Yeah. So the Freight House is home to about 15, 20 local artists, as well as antiques, vintage items, and some resale upcycled items as well. So we've got stuff all over the place. If you want to take a peek,
Gonna take a big peek.
you go ahead and take a big peek.
Okay. And you get your items from,
Most of my items come from estate sales that I do, whether they be online estate sales or they are estate sales that I just kind of come upon. So that's where most of the items come from. It's really a hodgepodge of things that I love, and I always like to think that if I love it, somebody else might like it too. So that's kind of where the things come from. Very rarely do I get anything that I wouldn't put in my own home. So this is kind of what my home looks like as well. So if you want to come on through, we've got some local art all over the place.
now you also host craft sales out in your front yard.
Yes, we do. We have crafters markets the second Saturday of every month, April through October. And we have usually between 15 and all the way up to 35 vendors that are all around the yard that are selling all the things that they've created.
Yeah, I got to come to one.
Well, the next one is coming up the second weekend in July, and that will be our Christmas in July sale.
Christmas in July.
So you will find lots of Christmas type items to get a head start. We do have local honey here from Flox Hollow Farms, which is right here in the area. And then we have fresh eggs from here on the farm. The farm here is called Wild Indigo Farm, and I grow all of my own herbs and plants and botanicals myself that I use to make medicinals. I make all of the soaps and the natural body products here myself from the plants that I use and that I grow. And then we bring in the honey. We've got local eggs in our farmer's market, which you can drive up anytime and pick up things as well.
You're going to show your oils and soaps and things, aren't you?
Sure.
Later? Great.
We'll work our way back around this way then.
Okie doke.
Watch your step. I've got some new stuff that I just picked up on the floor. And I gotta get it put away.
You have a kind of a full-time job here, don't you, gal?
I do have a full-time job here, but I also work a full-time job too. So, and I'm a single mom, so it's pretty busy. Life is busy.
Well, if you can't find it here, you don't need it.
You know what? And that's the truth. I like to think that we have a little something for everyone. You can see some of the old pictures. There's the old map of Deerfield Township. And then up above, you can see the mushroom factory.
Right.
And this is the plot of land itself. And then this was the depot, which was across the street where the bike trail is. And then this here, on this one, you can actually see there's my house, which was the first hotel, and then the Freight House sits right there. And the pink one up here is the first house, or first hotel, which was my home.
Really great. Okay, and you're open on Saturdays and Sundays?
Saturdays and Sundays, Saturdays 10 to 2, Sundays 12 to 2. You can also shop anytime during the week by just giving me a call and setting something up, and you can come in and just kind of shop on your own. Like I said, I do work full-time, so I don't always have the availability to be with you, but you're always welcome to come and shop as well.
Oh, that's bad news for me.
Those hats are made by Eternal Threads. She hand burns them. They are beautiful. She is
Yeah.
local here to the area.
Wow. Good to know. Good to
Yeah.
know.
So here's some of the bath products. You can see here are some of the soaps. And the soaps are probably my biggest seller. I've probably already sold, we opened back up in April, and I've probably already sold 50 bars of soap. It's a really popular thing. I use all natural products. They're 100% natural, and any type of coloration that you see in them is actually mica. It is all natural as well. If you look up above, you can see some of the salts. So these are bath salts, and these bath salts have homegrown botanicals and herbs in them so that you can mix them up with the salt in your bath and get the medicinal purposes from them. I'm actually a complementary and alternative medicine practitioner. I've been practicing for about 30 years. I had a practice in Cincinnati for 27 years and then moved out here and have not started my practice back up, but it's basically backyard medicine that's been done for thousands of years.
I'm glad to know that. Our granny was an old back hill woman.
Was she?
Healer. Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, this is it.
So, the salts, you mix those.
So yep, the salves are all made by hand. They are a coconut oil base as well as olive oil and or avocado oil. Then what I do is I make what's called a naked salve, and then I take whatever essential oils and botanicals or herbs you need for whatever your medical issues are, and then I can create a salve for you. I had a guy come in last year, and his girlfriend bought the salve, which is actually, most of them are a plantain base, which you have growing out in your yard.
Yeah.
And so I make a plantain oil that I create most of my products from, the lip balms and everything. And he had been struggling with really horrible foot issues, and he was cleared up within a couple of weeks. So he swears by the product and has not had any issues since.
So you do some custom balms also?
I do. Everything I can do is custom. So you can actually schedule an appointment with me. We would go through a complete workup with you. And I have paperwork and everything that you fill out. And then I can actually make products designed especially for you.
So is this rosemary?
That is a blend of rosemary, and I think there's some sage in there and some lavender in there as well.
And in the jar?
That is going to be lemon balm.
Lemon balm.
Yes. So right now, we'll go to the back in a little bit. I'll take you to the greenhouse where I'm in the process of foraging all of my chamomile.
So can we, now you had about an estate sale you were at this past week. You had some interesting items there.
I did pick up some interesting items this past week. I picked up an old fire stove, which is what you used to heat your food, and then once the pots and stuff were heated, you put hay in the fire stove, and then you light the hay on fire, you put the lid on top, and you cook that way just to keep things warm.
Wow.
I picked up some vintage antique radios behind you on the floor. I picked up some things as well. I just picked up a bunch of oil cans.
Oil cans.
Which are super neat. So yeah, so lots of things all over the place.
Are some of those in the back house, in the back building?
These?
And your estate, some of the estate items you picked up?
No, they are actually in the barn because I still need to get them cleaned up.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They are in my work area.
All right.
Those are all local artists as well. The woodworking is done by my, she's my so-called daughter. She's my daughter from another mother.
Okay.
And then we have the local art from Redbird as well, which is the paintings. And then we have the fuzzy wools down in the bottom, which is all handcrafted wool items. So we have fun things all over the place from a lot of really talented people.
Yeah. Neat place. Okay, can we go back to the other, is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So, and this is in, yeah, get going. This is in the back barn or shed.
Yep, this is the back barn. This is where you're going to find a lot of the larger antiques, a lot of the older pieces and collectibles as well. There's also some clothing hanging here from Sandy, one of our local artists. We got a little bit of everything all over the place. So there is some other local art back here by Silly Goose. Some by Carolyn, who's special. Who brings those things here?
Chicken purses.
Chicken purses are here.
Crocheted.
There they are, right there's one right there, right here. Crocheted chicken purses by Carol. We love them.
And I like this piece here. It's old.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
I just sold a couple large pieces this last weekend, so excuse kind of the mess with games and things sitting around, but one of the pieces that I sold, I had a bunch of things stuffed in it, and now I need to find something
Something else
to stuff things in. But I did sell a couple of the larger pieces. There's a beautiful piece back here.
Oh, and yeah, vintage napkins.
Oh yeah, we get all kinds of vintage textiles.
Yeah, I love old napkins and handkerchiefs.
I love old tablecloths, vintage tablecloths, the old linen ones. Those are my absolute favorites.
I favor the old lace.
I have those too.
That's what I was afraid of.
And the thing is I use them all in my home.
I have always used.
I think people who come in my house either love it or they feel like they're visiting their grandmother. And either way, I think that's a good thing because I used to love visiting my grandmother.
I almost messaged you to see if you might have an au pair day. Have you run across those at all?
I don't think so.
I don't see one here. I've kind of been interested in one if you ever run on to.
Well, you know what? I am the queen of finding things that people are looking for.
I figured you might be.
Yeah, I actually do a wish list. I had a girl come in, young girl, the other day. She was looking for one of those old glass vintage fish that stood up with the cork in the top of it. And she had said, I saw one and I should have bought it a long time ago. And she didn't buy it. And she goes, if you happen to see one, and I'll be darned if I didn't find one this week.
Did you really?
I did. I did. So she came and picked it up today. She was so thrilled.
I'll tell you something I am actually going to pick up today are those porcelain swans.
Oh, I'm glad you're going to take those. They're beautiful, aren't they?
I saw them a few weeks ago.
Those came from an estate right here in South Lebanon.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the real pale pink inside.
Oh.
Aren't they pretty?
Yeah.
I love them.
I have a couple of swans at home. I want to build a table.
A little collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
So I'm going to get those before I leave.
Great.
Good deal. Anything else you think on this room?
Not really. Again, just these are some of the larger pieces, older pieces. Everything kind of changes over regularly. I have so much backstock back here in my home because I'm constantly out at sales, so I have lots of things all over the place. So I kind of try to move things and sort through things pretty regularly so that you can kind of get a different feel each time you come through.
These are Cincinnati tiles. These are local made, aren't they?
They are. That is Silly Goose. They are beautiful. It is $20 for the set of 4 of those.
For a set of 4.
Yes, and they are lovely. And then it comes with the holder as well.
Oh,
and they are a lovely couple from locally as well. But those are beautiful, beautiful coasters, and they are heat and wet resistant.
They are.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Oh, there's another set over there.
Some of my favorite people. I have some amazing artists here, that's for sure. This is a cool new find that I just got.
Could you tell me what that cool new find is?
It was a buoy. It was a buoy for the water. And they were made out of wood.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just picked that up this week. We can go back to the greenhouse if you
well,
like.
let's do the greenhouse and let me... So this is a little greenhouse. Did you get lost in there?
I'm not lost, I'm right here.
This is where you make all your goodies.
Yeah, so I grow all of the herbs and botanicals. Obviously, I'll show you out in my gardens here in a little bit, but a lot of the herbs. I also grow a lot of plants just for people to have in their homes. But the greenhouse is new to me this year, and I'm so excited about it.
Oh, it's so cute.
I could spend all of my time out here.
I see why.
So we are a working farm as well as store. So I don't ever look too much more different than I look right now, kind of dirty and sweaty and gross. And so in here, you can see right here, I'm actually foraging the chamomile right now. So I have to go and cut the rest of it. And I will then spend time taking all of the chamomile off of the stems. There's more over there. And so then there's essential oils, and I call this my apothecary, and in there are bottles and all the things that I make my medicinals out of. So I use...
Well, how sweet is this room?
Isn't it beautiful?
This is such a sweet room.
Thank you. I love it. It still needs some work. I can't paint the wood yet. I'm going to stain the wood a little bit darker, but I have to wait for it to dry out because this piece is new this year. So I'm waiting for it to dry out, and I have a son who has special needs, so it's kind of nice because he can come out here and sit and hang out with me while I am working. So lots of time out here doing things. But this is kind of my she shed.
I can see why. You could just sit down and read every once in a while.
Yes, well,
Wow.
if there was time to sit down
If
and
there
read.
was time. Did your little wood burner work?
It does. It does. We're not going to need it right now, considering we're going to
I
be
don't
in the
think
heat
so.
indexes of 100. So I can take you outside and show you the wildflower gardens.
Okie doke.
That is a flower bed. That is a flower bed.
And I have wanted to create one of those.
There's my flower
You have
bed.
that old iron bed.
Yep,
Look at
it
that.
is an actual old bed. But yeah, so those are all herbs that I'm growing. And then last year I actually created my pond, and the pond was designed to make this a wildlife habitat. So all of the plants and things that I have planted are specific to raising butterflies and dragonflies. So all the plants have a very, very specific purpose. There's fish in the pond to keep everything nice and clean, but we will have hatchlings of butterflies all summer long, specifically monarchs. This is a monarch habitat in which we are actually certified, and we are certified as a National Wildlife Preserve because we provide everything that animals need in terms of food, water, and shelter for survival.
Now, do the fish, somewhere I picked up where the fish did well because they were eating.
They eat the yuck.
And the bugs off the top of the water?
Yep, yep. And there's quite a few frogs in there that are helping to keep things clean as well. Right now it's kind of filled with cicadas,
Yeah.
but we will have butterflies here very shortly. But there's the echinacea, which is obviously a really helpful plant. There's the lavender. There's the chamomile over there, and more lavender. And then there are 6 different species of butterfly bush in here. There's the bee balm. Gosh, everything that you need to start a butterfly garden.
And so you don't need a ton of acreage to create all that you
No,
do.
I'm doing all this on 2.5 acres. So yeah, and we're right on the bike path. I don't know if you can see this dragonfly sitting right here on the edge of...
Oh, I do.
See him?
Stay right there.
Hi, my friend.
Yeah, I think I got him.
So cool. I just sit out here in awe of, you know, what God has created, because it is unbelievable. So there's a creek that runs through here.
Okay.
And then these are all wildflowers that are native to Ohio, as well as on the other side as well. There is wildflower gardens, and then there's my chicken tractor back there, so the chickens can go on vacation. And lots more plants that I need to get in, hopefully today, before it gets too hot. And these will all go in. I've got pumpkins growing all over the place. That was kind of a mishap. I had someone come and help me with some removal of some stuff, and he did not realize that the pumpkin seeds were not supposed to go in my flower beds. So I have pumpkins growing everywhere. So they're coming out over there, they're over there, they're over there.
Oh,
they're
I
back
see
there.
them down there.
I have them everywhere.
Can't you deep fry the pumpkin blossom?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know, but we're going to have plenty of pumpkins
You
come fall.
are.
So,
They're going to be in your store.
yeah, we'll
Wow.
have them at the market. But these are just so beautiful.
They
Just
are.
The variety of colors is
It's right
just
down through.
gorgeous. So pretty proud of what I've created here, and
You should be.
I love it. It's my peaceful place to get away, and even though I work my tail off, it's still a very peaceful place.
The blue.
Uh-huh.
What's the flower?
That is, oh, why'd you ask me?
I don't know.
I know what it is, and I'm just going to draw a blank because you asked me right
Yeah,
there.
I know
on the-
that. I do
on
that
the
a lot.
spot. It also comes in pink and white. It's just a wildflower.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm drawing a blank now that you're asking me that question.
That happens to me
And I
so
actually
often.
have to come down and I need to cut all that out as well. So that'll all get reharvested so that I can reharvest the seeds. And as I cut that back, that'll actually grow back up again this year. So
Oh.
just color all the time.
Wow,
And we'll have fresh
Christy, I just
veggies.
can't thank you enough for showing me all of this.
You
This
are
is
more than
wonderful.
welcome. Glad to have you.
So your next thing is Christmas in July,
Yep. July 12th, I believe it is Christmas in July.
and you're open every Saturday and
Saturdays 10
Sunday
to 2, Sundays 12 to 2.
by appointment.
You can
Through
come
the
anytime
week.
you want.
So, and this is the Freight House in South Lebanon, Ohio. So you can go to her website. It's quite interesting, her website.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by today.
So.